In summer 2011, our community held high hopes that the Kickapoo Widening Project construction would begin by spring of 2012. Well, the waiting game continues. In this report, I'll address the new timetable for the Kickapoo project, as well as give you an update on the street projects that have been completed around town and a peek at several other projects that are signed, sealed, and forthcoming. In 2011, the City of Shawnee Streets Department completed a number of local projects in, around, and through our city. Asphalt rehab projects are considered yearly maintenance projects. Such projects remove the top layer of asphalt and replaces it with a new layer. If the road has striping, it receives new striping. In 2011, $1,400,000 were spent with the completion of the asphalt rehab projects. The Beard Street Widening Project was completed on Beard Street from Farrell south to the bridge. It resurfaced and restriped the existing road, added sidewalks, and widened to make an additional northbound lane to turn east. This project cost $455,000. The Mall Drive Turn Lane Project widened Mall Drive to add turn lanes on each side of Walmart. By adding designated turn lanes, it prevents the turning traffic from blocking the traffic that is proceeding through. The Mall Turn Lane Project cost $251,000. The Safe Routes to School Project constructed a 6-foot wide sidewalk connecting the Shawnee Middle School to an apartment complex. It gives the children of the complex a safe walkway to encourage them to walk to school. The project cost $87,000, of which the city is to recoup $63,000 when allotted grant funding is received. The Lake Road Bridge project removed and replaced the deck of the bridge. By doing this, it made a smoother driving surface and repaired deficient areas of the bridge at a project cost of $615,000. The Expo Center parking lot project removed the existing parking lots and the roads. It then replaced them with an updated layout containing decorative items and landscaping. The Harrison Street resurfacing was a maintenance project entirely controlled and paid for by ODOT. It removed the top layer of asphalt and replaced it with a new layer, including all new striping. Our city spent $4,545,000 and received another $1,563,000 from outside sources to invest $6.1 million on city streets for projects completed in 2011. The Kickapoo project is tricky for many reasons, not the least of which is it involves the coordination of several different very large entities that characteristically move at a very patient pace. Rightfully so, the coordination of the Kickapoo Street project ultimately rests with the Oklahoma Department of Transportation because ODOT is paying the lion's share of the construction costs. The spending on the close to $10 million price tag to widen Kickapoo began in 2008 when ODOT hired an engineering firm to originate and finalize plans for the project. I was amazed at the amount of paperwork it took to plan a little over a mile stretch along Kickapoo. There are thousands of pages of relevant documentation that must be put together before anything happens along the proposed construction site. The 2-year engineering planning process was 95% complete when, unfortunately for Shawnee, the engineering firm originally hired by ODOT went bankrupt. What's unfortunate about that is ODOT had to hire a completely different engineering firm to come on board and essentially do all of the paperwork over again. So the engineering of the Kickapoo widening project at the state level took about 4 years to complete, with the silver lining being that final plans were delivered to the City of Shawnee engineers in July. City officials were notified that the project is gaining steam, with bidding process for the construction work now being set on the calendar. The awarding of the contract is anticipated near the end of 2012. About 60 days after awarding, ODOT, along with the general contractor, will announce a construction timetable for the Kickapoo widening project. Another project, which the city has received outside funding necessary to complete, is the North Canadian Bridge on Gordon Cooper Drive. The Potawatomi Nation has generously given more than $500,000 to complete structural and deck repairs of the bridge. Approval has been given and amounts budgeted for City of Shawnee controlled street projects upcoming. $589,000 will be used for scheduled asphalt rehab projects. $387,000 is allotted for concrete rehab, with Independence from Center to about Kiowa, the primary road, being addressed. Replacement of various concrete panels that are broken along that stretch of road will take place. It will also receive all new striping. $198,000 is the cost for the addition of signal lights and widening for a center left turn lane at the intersection of Bryan and Independence. $98,000 is planned for the project located on Harrison Street, just south of I-40. It will remove the concrete from the center median and replace it with a raised planter bed. The planter bed will be encompassed by a section of colored stamped concrete containing a variety of plants and a Welcome to Shawnee sign. $97,000 includes a new sidewalk from Ford Street to Kickapoo Spur, adjacent to Shawnee High School, giving the students a safer walkway to use. And a $54,000 project takes the existing retaining wall at Kickapoo and I-40 and makes it a stair-stepped wall. This will allow the drivers to have better visibility when pulling onto Kickapoo. Millions of city dollars are budgeted and spent to help move traffic with minimal hindrance throughout town. If you know of a specific street that needs attention, talk with the commissioners, for it's the commissioners that direct city staff where to go to next. We all look forward to the completion of the Kickapoo widening project, but as citizens we can rest assured that streets in Shawnee are a primary concern for our city management.